How many hours would you say you were in the gym putting in work?
Oh, like 3 probably.
Our king! It was so amazing to see you on the big screen and having that power and representing females as a king.
Am I sensing feelings?
Well, you're right.
How was it for you watching on the big screen?
Oh, it was so fun. Yeah, the premiere was last night and it was really a dream. I was so excited to see the movie and to see all my friends who I made the film with, but I was so struck by seeing all of the fans and all of the folks in cosplay and dressed as all the characters and seeing all the different versions of Val. Like, that was really exciting and such a dream.
Y'all shut down Hollywood Boulevard.
I know. And I'm from LA, born and raised, and I used to go to those cinemas as a kid. Like, that was a big treat to get to see a movie at one of those screens. So then to be seeing a film that I'm in, it's not lost on me, what a dream that is.
I have to say, I was amazed by how you looked. I know how much work must have gone into getting yourself ready for this role.
Oh, right, okay.
What was your workout routine like heading into the film?
It was extensive because I was also coming off, it was like, the heart of the pandemic, and I think like many people, I was stuck at home and I was eating my feelings, and some people probably, got all of their angst out in working out, and I did not. I got my angst out in cooking and eating it. So I was definitely like, I had to be pretty strict and work really hard really quickly to get into shape. And I was really lucky. I trained with a guy named Reginald Brantley, who has trained a lot of, pro competitors, bodybuilding competitors, but a lot of cardio and a lot of weightlifting and a lot of just like diet and being on a pretty restrictive diet for a bit. And then once I had like gotten a little bit more into shape, I could add more and eat more. But yeah, I feel really lucky to get to go through a period of just being tasked to try to get into the best shape possible. And obviously there's like an aesthetic thing with like, yes, building muscle or being toned, but the thing that felt really exciting is, especially after coming out of a period of being on the couch a lot, to just feel better in my body, frankly, and get really strong. And I think as we all get older, it's a good thing just to get strong. You just wake up with less pain, which is nice.
How many hours would you say you were in the gym putting in work?
Oh, like 3 probably.
I'm like 3 minutes and I'm done. Wow, 3 hours.
Well, so yeah, like in the most intense, I would do an hour of cardio in the morning, and then I would try to do weight training at some point during the day, and then an hour of cardio, like 2 hours before bed.
Chris told me that you were the ice bath champ and that you could make it like a full 3 minutes and no one else could.
We had a big ice bath there, which we'd rotate through, and that became the kind of, the most noise was made in that thing. That was the real test of strength. Tessa was kicking my ass. No, I'd done it a bit, but I'd sort of was keeping my time in there to sort of a minute too, and she came in first day and did 3.5 minutes, and so then we all had to try and do 3 minutes. And
yeah, this is really cool because, see, he didn't give me these props in the moment because I think he was just trying to beat me at my best, but I was just trying to beat my own personal best in the ice baths. But I've fallen off. I do them now, but I can't do them for as long as I was doing them then. But it really is sort of a zen. It's really like mind over matter, which is the interesting thing.
You guys really have such an incredible cast, and I love seeing how you guys are, of course, on screen and then also off screen. I hear that there was a lot of improv with this film, and you guys kind of went off the cuff in a lot of scenes.
All the time. That's just the way that I think Taika works, and especially in these movies, there's like most all of it is not on the page, and then you figure out sort of what you need to say and what we need for clarity. And the truth is, a lot of it probably doesn't ever make it into the film, but I think just to have that sense of play for the things that do exist in the film, you could only get there if you're just freely allowing what comes to happen in improv.
Do you like that mode of operation?
I do. It was something when I made the first film, it was something I wasn't used to because I hadn't made a lot of films in that style before. But it's been such a joy, and yeah, I really, really love it. And especially when you are working with folks that you trust and that you love, and it's kind of a safe space for everyone to just do their best and also their worst. and that is, yeah, that's great and rare.
That's what Natalie said. It's because who she was with. She was able to be so open.
It was really fun. I mean, it's a completely different experience as an actor because your biggest work is to come and be open instead of like having kind of preparation and a plan and like know what you're doing and feeling like you have control over your performance. And so it was definitely a new thing to experience, but I loved it. Like I wish I could go back and do it again because after having had the experience, because it's like you get so much after you understand kind of the mechanics of it that you feel like you want to use that knowledge.
Yeah, but I mean, and also the truth is like these movies, they make us look so cool and it feels so cool seeing them, but some of it is like pretty silly, and you do have to have a sense of play in it. And it's nice, everyone's kids was around because there's so many of our castmates have beautiful children and they'd come to set and you just like, it reminds you of playing in the way that you would play as a kid, and you don't worry too much about what you look like or what people are thinking about you. You just kind of go, and that's really liberating. And you don't get to do that a lot in this business or just in life in general. So I count it as a privilege for sure.
You mentioned the families on set, the kids on set. Natalie said that she brought her kids and they were most wowed by Taika on set.
Yeah,
that
makes sense because also when Taika is doing Korg, he has this Korg head that's like attached to him here, and he has this weird harness thing on and dots on his face. I mean, the whole thing, and then he's like also directing. It's a lot. There's a lot happening. So
what wowed you most on set?
Still, I think I still feel really wowed by how incredibly talented everyone is. And I mean, like, you see all these people on screen and they are amazing. But all of the people that you don't see that make the world of the film, the people that build all the sets and that light and people that create the digital world. I mean, after we shoot, they spend a year to make these films look the way they look. And that's extraordinary. And I think as an actor especially, I mean, we're on a huge studio and you go into every lot and there's like amazing carpentry and all of the folks that do set design and props and costumes. Like, you go into these worlds and they're just extraordinary craftspeople, and those are the folks that you don't always think about when you see these frames, but literally the film doesn't exist without them. And so I'm continuously wowed by the incredible work of the people that make these movies and I get to make these movies with.